All right, now look, today I'm finna show y'all how to fry up some soft-shell crabs. Now, I don't know if everybody has had soft-shell crabs. I know that I did not participate in eating soft-shell crabs until I was probably about a good maybe 30 years old, so about 5 years ago. It was not something that I grew up wanting to eat. I just thought the idea of it was absolutely bizarre until I actually decided to try it one day and realized that the crab itself is fully cleaned and you can consume the entire crab, claws and all. Baby, once I started to make them myself, I realized that it was a game changer. So let me show y'all what we're going to use to make it. So I have 6 soft-shell crabs right here that have already been cleaned out. You need some buttermilk, hot sauce of your choice. We're going to use a half a pack of sazon. And then today I'm going to be using the Washington seafood breaded mix. Now this is fully seasoned, but I will likely still top it with some Old Bay when it comes directly out of the oil. You see that? You see that? You see that? You see that? Don't ask me for the damn ingredient list. Now come on. And just in case if you wanted any confirmation or if you've never purchased soft-shell crab before and you're not sure if it's clean or not, what you're essentially looking for is you want to pull the shell back and see if they have removed the gills and everything, which they have. And I always suggest that you go through and double check each side. And if you are a person that does not like what people on the East Coast, or at least the DMV, call the mustard, feel free to rinse all that right on out. If you've never worked with soft-shell crab, pro tip, just make sure that you're being very, very, very gentle. They are extremely soft, very fragile. You want to cover them up with buttermilk, and you only need to let them soak in the buttermilk for maybe about 30 minutes. You don't have to let them soak for too long. I'm from Maryland, so of course I got to go in with the crystals. I like to go in with crystals all the way across the top. I'm going to give this pan just a little bit of a shift, just so that it mixes in. I'm going to wrap this up in cling film and place this in the fridge for 30 minutes. Into a separate bowl, I'm going to go in and I'm going to pour in my seafood breaded mixture. Again, I'm using the Washington seafood breading mix. You can use whatever brand you would like, but I'm going to give this one a try today. But because I am who I am and I know that I'm going to want some color on this, that's why I'm going to add in just half of the pack of this sazon. And I've probably used a little more than half of this for the 6 soft-shell crabs that I'll be working with today. I've gone ahead and added in half of that pack of sazon. And then after I mix this, if the flour itself does not have enough of a red tint to it, then I'll go on ahead and decide to add in the full pack. And just based off of the looks alone, I'm going to go on ahead and just add in the full pack. And that is all that we're doing. We're not adding any other seasoning to this whatsoever. And to serve them, I like to serve them over a top of bed of butter lettuce because I actually like to eat the butter lettuce with the soft-shell crab itself. And of course, you've got to have lemon on the side. All right, y'all. So while you're waiting for your oil to come up to temp, go on ahead and bring your soft-shell crabs out of the fridge so that they can come down to room temperature. All right, y'all. So my oil is ready to go. So like I said, you want to be very, very gentle with these. You want to drip off as much of the excess buttermilk as possible. Place it into the batter and then shake it around. Again, be very, very gentle until it is fully coated. Lightly pat it down. Then you are going to shake off any of the excess. And then you're going to place this directly into the hot oil, just like so. I've transferred it over to a slotted spatula. It'll be a lot easier to gently lay it down flat into the hot oil, like that. And these take roughly about 3 to 4 minutes to fry. Once it is golden brown, like so, look at that. I just transfer it over to a wire rack so that all of the excess oil can drop off, and I'm going to repeat that process for all of them. Once I see that it is golden brown on one side, I will then carefully go in and flip it over. Frying takes roughly about 2 to 3 minutes per side, and they come out just like that. And then you transfer it over to the wire rack and allow them to cool off. And just like that, my dear friends, that is how I make my soft-shell crabs. I hope y'all like this video. Super simple. I would say, eat these right away. They're best when they're super, super hot. Put some fresh lemon juice on them and then top it off with some hot sauce. My God, on today.
Ciao, bye. My God.